I used to be one of the most laziest person you could ever meet. Every single night before I went to go to bed, I would just take 30 minutes before I go to sleep to just scroll on social media. It was a routine at that point. Each and every single day scrolling, watching Andrew Tate, watching David Goggins, busy telling me that I'm busy wasting my time and I'm not giving in enough effort. So then, every single time I'd watch their reels, I would feel motivated. I'd be fired up and be like, yeah, I actually am wasting my time and I'm not doing the most. So then I'll put an alarm for 5 a.m. and I'll tell myself, you know what, tomorrow we're going to go fix our life and we're going to go do the most. Guess what happened? The following day, 5 a.m. rolls around, the alarm goes clicking, clicking, and I'd look at my phone and guess what I would do? Snooze, put the phone back on the table and go back to sleep. Repeated that cycle over and over, months after months. And it was just an endless cycle. I hated it. Every single time I would hit the snooze and wake up at like 9 p.m., I'd just hate myself and I'd be like, yo, why did I do this? Why did I not keep my promise to myself again? Why am I so undisciplined? Imagine starting your day with questioning yourself in a negative way. Your day then, from then on, your day is then ruined. So I used to start my day off in a bad mood because I couldn't keep a promise to myself. I was undisciplined. Until I learned this one strategy that I'm going to be sharing with you. And this one strategy I still implement it to this day. And this one strategy is setting small wins. Setting small wins is what's going to help you build momentum in order to start being a much more disciplined person. Because now you're no longer focusing on the bigger picture, but you're now breaking that bigger picture into smaller pieces. One of the things that I wanted to improve on was starting to read much more books over here. As you can see, I have a whole collection over here because I'm a reader. But it was never like this. I used to hate reading. Whenever I used to just see a reading book that I could read, I'd be like, nah, I'm not going to read this. It's just going to be a waste of my time. I'd hear successful people saying that reading is important. But guess what? I still had a lot of resistance of reading because it was just so difficult and it was so tough. Until I got myself my first book, The Atomic Habits. I borrowed it to one of my friends, but Atomic Habits. I got that book and I read that book. But my goal was to read 10 pages because they said 10 pages is the standard point of reading. That's what I heard. But for me, I was like, okay, 10 pages, that's the goal. I tried to read 10 pages. The first time when I started reading, I could only reach 2 pages, max. And when I was going into the second page, I didn't understand anything. All I could do was focus on the one page, and going into the second page, I lost all focus. So I was like, okay, what's the goal for this book? 10 pages, to read 10 pages. All right. How can we then simplify this into smaller goals? How can we get towards the 10 pages? Because you can't go from not reading any pages to all of a sudden going to reading 10 pages. It doesn't work like that. You need to go steps by steps, level by level. So I then humbled myself and I told myself, you know what? Let's first start with 1 page for the week. Read just 1 page each and every single week. I read 1 page. Then 3 weeks later, I was like, okay, I'm comfortable with 1 page. Let me now upgrade to 2 pages. Got comfortable with 2 pages, upgraded it to 3, 4, 5. After a couple of weeks, 6, and now I read 10 pages. Personally, reading has been quite hard for me recently because I've been focusing on other things, but when I get the opportunity, I make sure to read 10 pages because why? I've reached that level and I've reached that goal. Why? Because I first started off with small wins. And this is how I became a much more disciplined reader because I started setting it with the small wins. I built that consistency. I built that momentum. I just built it each and every single day until the point where now I read on a daily. Same thing with running. Running, my longest distance now is 16 kilometers, but it was never always like that. I used to smoke a lot, and you know when you smoke, your lungs become damaged, and it was just never good. I used to hate it, and I always wanted to break free, and I finally did. I replaced it with running. So running was a thing of small wins. My goal was to at least one day run 10 kilometers. That was the goal. So every Saturday, I started off with a small win. I'm like, every Saturday, we're just gonna run 5K park run. Every Saturday, non-negotiable. So we started running 5K every single Saturday. 5K, 5K, 5K. We got comfortable with 5K, then we upgraded to how many Ks? Upgraded to 7 kilometers. I skipped 6, I upgraded to 7 kilometers. Got comfortable with 8, then moved on to 9. And then I ran my first marathon, which was the 10 kilometers around 2024 February. And all I can say is now I enjoy 10Ks. I wouldn't say I'm comfortable at it, but I really enjoy 10Ks. But now I'm running, my next goal is to run a 21 kilometers. Guess what then I'm going to do over there? I'm going to first be comfortable with 8 kilometers. That's what I'm currently doing now. Being comfortable with 8 kilometers, then I'm going to be comfortable with 12 kilometers, then I'll be comfortable with 16 kilometers, 18 kilometers, until and then get to 21 kilometers. And I'll be showing you guys when I run my first 21 kilometers. But that's exactly how I'm going to then reach my goal of 21 kilometers, was just putting in the daily small wins, the daily effort in order to reach that goal. So that's how we build discipline. We don't just randomly wake up and be like, okay, today I'm gonna run 21 kilometers. Then you only run one. After 1 kilometer, your legs are finished. Then you stop the run. And after you be angry at yourself because now you broke the promise that you made towards yourself. Then guess what? You don't feel nonsense and you don't feel happy. That's what used to happen with me personally when it came to the reading. I would say, I'm gonna read 10 pages. After the first page, going into the second page, I'd be like, I can't read any more pages. But then I tried forcing it and I just couldn't. So then I'll just ask myself, why am I keep on lying to myself? Why can't I make this promise to myself? So then I humbled myself, 1 page, 3 page, 5 page, until I got to 10 pages. So this is how we build discipline, by setting small wins. So an action step that I want you to do right now, like literally right now, grab yourself a piece of paper or if you're watching this on your laptop, go on your phone and go to the notepad and write down your goals, your end goal for 2025. You still have time, trust me. We're still in April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. You still have 8 months in order to make this your year. Trust me, you will, and I believe in you. So, write down your goals, massive goals that you want to achieve. I'm gonna give an example. Maybe it's like, we already did the running example. So let's say you want to have a 6-pack. You want to have a 6-pack by the end of this year. You're currently at a 2-pack. So you're quite good, but you're at a 2-pack, but you're at a 2-pack and you want a 6-pack. So then, that's your end goal. Now, break these goals up into monthly goals. Maybe on April, you say you're going to focus on your nutrition. May, you're going to focus on the abs exercise. June, I'm going to focus on having no cheat day. Just so on and so on, monthly goals. Then, break it now into daily goals. What can you do today in order to reach your monthly goal and most importantly, your end goal, which is the 6-pack? So then, your daily goal for today is to eat healthy. Tomorrow is to then do the ab exercise until failure. Then Thursday, my duty is to, let's say, learn a bit more of ab exercises. Friday, rest my abs because I know rest is important for muscle gain. Saturday, I'm gonna then eat more healthier and more whole foods that's gonna help me with the what. Sunday, I'm then gonna rest. Then Monday, I'm gonna repeat the cycle of going to failure on my abs until. Then soon enough, you will reach your goal to a 6-pack. But as you can see, the more each and every single day you dedicating time to work towards your goals, the more you're building more discipline. So you see, write down your goals, then break it down into monthly goals, and then break it down into daily goals, daily actionable goals that you can do on a daily in order to help you reach your main goal. And this is how we stay disciplined. Because the moment you have a goal, the moment you can then stay focused. And there's a saying that goes like, without a goal, you will never start. And without consistency, you will never finish. So you have a goal over here. You need to what? You need to then what? Stay consistent. And consistency and discipline, I feel like it's quite the same thing, but you can argue with me if you want to, but I feel like it's the same thing, discipline and consistency. But you have a goal, and the way for you to reach to this goal over here is to stay consistent on a daily, each and every single day. Putting in the effort, you see 4-pack over here, you're now on 5-pack, then you're on 6-pack. That's how we stay disciplined. Setting goals and setting small wins that we can do in order to achieve those goals and become the disciplined version of ourselves. This is what helped me stay disciplined, and what is helping me stay disciplined on a daily. So, this is how we build discipline. Thank you for watching today's video. I hope to see you on the next one.